Okay, so this is a bit odd. So it's the 24th of July. So yeah, finally B&M sets for this year, the proper ones, are finally starting to hit stores. Not all of them, and I can tell you that right away because I've been unable to get all of them. I managed to get 3, but not all of them yet. So not all of them currently have stock, though apparently they are in their warehouses, so just a note on that. If anyone is doing their best headless chicken acts and panicking that their B&M doesn't have any, I mean, it's pointless me saying it, but, you know, just cool your shit. Calm down. I'm not even able to get them all yet, so... But here we are. So this is Dalek, History of the Daleks set number 2. I would have reviewed the first one first, however, my B&M didn't have any of those left. They only had this one. In fact, this was the last 2 of them they had. So the packaging, you know, is pretty much the same as it was last year. We do get a nice load of information here about not just the story, but more interestingly, the props. I mean, the stories themselves, most people are just going to know that already, but the prop history, not everyone might know, so it is nice that they have included this. So yeah, but other than that, pretty much everything else is exactly the same, including the limited edition sticker. Now, thankfully this set is £20, so they haven't increased the price, because that was something, you know, people were kind of like, is the price going to be more expensive considering you're getting 2 Daleks? The answer to which is no. So anyway, let's quickly crack this open and take a look at it. Okay, so here we have the Daleks out of their box, and just something to mention. This time around, these 2 little paper sort of twisty ties are the only things holding them into the box, other than the packaging itself. So there's no sellotapes, there's no elastic bangs, that's literally it. So yeah, they've actually, you know, cut down the packaging a bit more. To be honest though, I quite like it. Though it does somehow, both Dalek eye stalks are still bent. However, there's an easy way to fix that. You just stick it. If you do have a Dalek bent eye stalk, which I do, in this case, I actually did a video on this, but you can actually stick it in boiling water for a few seconds. To be honest, with these ones, it doesn't even have to be boiling water. It can just be some, you know, warm water, generally, and that'll leave it in there for a few seconds and it'll generally just straighten out of its own accord. Or if not, you can just shape it. But anyway, if we just move both of the Daleks out of the way, we can take a look at the backdrop here. And as you can see, it's a colorized version of the Dalek spaceship. And you can even see a Dalek in there as well. However, if we zoom in, I don't know. It appears to be a Dalek with slats, so yeah, but that is a very minor gripe. It is really nice that they have included this. That building's a little bit interesting there. But yeah, that is really nice that we've got a nice little backdrop for them. So, let's take a look at the Daleks. We'll start off with the standard drone, because generally there's not a lot to say. So, I have reviewed this Dalek before in its sound effect variation. Are there any differences? Well, for one, the entirety of the eye is just a matte black now, which I think was on the original. I can't really remember, but the main thing is it's been given a much shinier coating of silver paint. Now, to be honest, I'm in 2 minds about this, because technically what they had before was probably more accurate to the actual Daleks. However, saying that, this shiny silver does actually go duller over time. The more it's actually touched and used, generally the duller it does get over time. So it won't look as shiny as it does right now after a few years of use. So that is something. Also, the dome lights, like the previous version, if I just zoom in, way, you can see the dome lights here are a frosted kind, so they aren't perfectly clear, just like the sound effects version. To be honest, I think this is an improvement that they did with these Daleks, just because the original ping pong ball dome lights, which this is the last time they actually appeared, actually, I think it does look better when they are frosty. I think it's more accurate. It could be just me, but the rings around the eye do look like they're a lighter blue. It's really hard to tell. I unfortunately don't have my original one with me currently. But you can see they've also got the end of the eyeball silver. The mesh on that is the same as it always is. Now, the circle section on the back, they seem to decide with the sound effects version of this Dalek that this dish was going to be grey. With previous releases of the Dalek Invasion of Earth Daleks, it was silver, but to be honest, grey is a lot closer to it. I mean, there is some footage of one of these Daleks in colour. Caroline Ford did bring her camcorder to record someone on last year of shooting on Daleks Invasion of Earth, which is actually on there, the DVD as an extra. Thankfully, they have given it the correct gun with the little struts through it, so that's all a nice one going. Also, they've actually painted the ball joint silver, which is good, because I remember on the Power Dalek sound effects version, for some reason on that one, the ball joints were white and unpainted. But here they've got that correct. Something I will say about the ball joints is that they are a lot stiffer. They are a lot stiffer than they were on previous releases. It is like what Batman Mark said, with the original Dalek Collector Set 1. Maybe not quite as stiff as that, but they are a lot stiffer than Daleks have been used to. I don't know. Again, to be honest, I'm quite happy with this because they do loosen a bit over time, and I'd rather them be, you know, tighter like this than ridiculously loose. Going on to the skirt section, again, not really to see with this. The hemispheres should be a bit darker than they actually are. They'll be honest, not too bad. They actually look darker on camera than they do actually in real life. Now, the fender, the two-tone fender, now on the sound effects version, this part here was actually all one piece. But on this one, they've separated it. Also, they do have the scuff marks on it, where it's been, you know, battered around the studio and around London, which is correct for this release, but isn't for the Daleks, the Dead Planet Daleks. So, but it is correct from this one, and it is nice that they have included it on all sides. Again, from what I've seen of these, the scuffing generally does kind of vary. I mean, on this one, big scuff there, looking on the side. It's kind of like the weathering on the TARDISes. None of them are identical. I think it's just, you know, generally where they decide to put them on these Daleks. So, when it comes to the other Dalek, which is the Supreme, although in the story it's only ever referred to as the Black Dalek. But if we just quickly compare it to the original version, which I have here in its box, what you might be able to tell, it's hard to tell on camera, to be honest, but this one is a slightly lighter sort of black. This one is more of a darker sort of jet black colour, whereas this one's more of a chalky black colour. To be honest, the original version is more accurate in that sense. However, something the original version and this one gets closer, but neither one got right, apart from the black and white version, is the eye stalk. This one is entirely black. Yeah. I don't know why they've done this. I think just because of simplicity. On the original release, for some reason, it was completely silver. Whereas in reality, it should only be black up to about here, and there should be a slight bit of silver. The black and white version, which I do have, but unfortunately I can't quite get to at the minute, does have this. This one doesn't, unfortunately. Something that also they've done is given it the smaller pupil and the smaller iris, which is actually incorrect for this Dalek. It shouldn't have that, because what this is trying to mimic is actually the Dalek that had a camera lens fitted into its eye. Now, for the first Dalek 2-pack, that's fine. This one, no, neither Dalek should have that, because none of the Daleks in the story had a camera lens in the eye stalk, or none of the Dalek Invasion of Earth Dalek ones had it. So, I don't know why they've done it. I'm guessing just because of production, or maybe it's usually varying for the sake of varying with character options, but really it should have the sort of standard white eye stalk as the drone does have. So that is something that it shouldn't have. However, they have gotten the ball black, which is good. This was actually supposed to be released in a sound effects wave, this one, where they did the ball silver for some reason in that one. So thankfully they've done the end of the iScope black. The rest of it is pretty much the same as the other one, so not really much to say there. And again, the disc is grey, which is more closer to the other one. And on the fender, we do have some scuffing, just like the other one. Just on all sides there. Now, but I have noticed with this one there is a bit of paint bleed there, which, yeah, paint bleed on Dalek hemispheres. Oh dear. Which is a shame, because last year's Dalek sets didn't really have any paint bleeds on them whatsoever. None of them seem to have any paint bleed, which makes me question why this one does. Will you focus on the Daleks, not the background? There we go. So that is an irritation to me, which I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to let go, because if you do let go, then the line will start slipping back down a slippery slope. The line either has to stay consistently as it is, or get better. It can't go in the opposite direction anymore. Like, we can't just say, oh well, it's a B&M set, because these things are £20, you know. These things are basically the same price as those Toys R Us 2-packs, and people call the Toys R Us sets budget sets. No, so to be honest, I don't think we're at the point anymore where you could call a B&M set a budget set. It's just a set. I know that sounded weird, but yeah. Overall, though, I am really happy with these two Daleks. It is nice to finally have these two re-released. I will be picking up more of these, mainly for this one, the drone. Now, the Supreme Dalek, like, you know, it is nice to get him again, especially for people who didn't pick him up the first time round. And for £20, I do highly recommend it. And the thing with the eye, you know, if that is an issue, then it's not a hard one to fix. It isn't a hard one to fix, but it is something that is just incorrect, and just ignoring it as a fact. No, this should not be like that. In terms of how black it is, doesn't really make a difference. For some reason, when you put these two side by side, the hemispheres on the Supreme almost look a bit darker. I don't know if that's the fact that it's got a darker, obviously, matte black finish. Don't know. But I am really happy with these, and it is nice to see classic Daleks out there again. So, yeah, highly recommend you go out and pick one of these out. If you find that your B&M store doesn't have any, by all means, if you can't be asked to wait, then by all means pay extortionate prices on eBay, because stupid people should not be allowed to keep their money. Okay, that's it for this review. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.